too. I mean, isn't it defamation to an extent?
Well, good morning, Mika. It is not. He has engaged in political rhetoric. Now, if there was a specific threat, that would be different. If there was specific incitement, that would be different. But, you know, that's a high bar. We learned that from January 6th, the fact that none of the leaders have been prosecuted for their statements. We shouldn't be surprised in what we're seeing. After all, this is the same governor who ordered our flags be flown at half staff when Rush Limbaugh died and ordered 1 million doses of the drug hydroxychloroquine after then President Trump touted it as a cure for COVID. It was not. Now Florida is stuck with 1 million doses of a drug that no hospital wants. But that's the kind of thing that plays well in the MAGA base. And, you know, the governor has no power to make an arrest or to order an arrest of Dr. Fauci. Even if he's elected president, he won't have that power, at least not in a functioning democracy. And I don't think that DeSantis is an authoritarian, but I do think he's authoritarian curious. I mean, he's starting his own little personal militia. That was something announced just a couple weeks ago, hundreds of people under his control. And now you have this threatening to jail one of his political opponents. It does resemble some of the socialist dictators he loves to condemn. He's like acting like Fidel Castro. It's more like a Fidel Castro cosplay where he's trying on the clothes and seeing if it will fit. Of course, the danger in all this is that it could lead some of his most rabid supporters to engage in violence. Dr. Fauci has already received multiple death threats over the past year. And there was a guy in July who was prosecuted by the feds for making horrific threats against Dr. Fauci. So hopefully this rhetoric will be toned down. But as Mark said, as we gear up towards 2024, I don't think so.
Well, and Dave,
wow.
These authoritarian calls actually gin up the base, helping get more money. And we've seen it.
I think they're dangerous.
We saw the lock her up chants, of course, ironically, chanted at the 2016 Republican National Convention by people themselves who got locked up. Then, of course, as you know very well, Donald Trump did his lock me up tweet and chant like 12 times, 13, 14 times when people were begging him not to do it. Here you have a guy who's supposed to be a sane version of Donald Trump saying lock Dr. Fauci up when Glenn Kessler at the Washington Post and others say there's absolutely nothing that he's done that would justify that. But you look at the worst actors in Congress who say the most horrific things, who say basically tear a page out of the fascist playbook and basically calling for violence or suggesting violence against other members. They're the ones who are raising the most money. And as Mark just said, here you've got, you've got a governor of the state of Florida, which used to be a respected position, running around saying jail Dr. Fauci, and he's going to be rewarded politically for that authoritarian fascist sentiment.
Yeah, you got it right, Joe. This is another example of MAGA performance art. DeSantis' singular animating motivation is to become president in 2024, and he's trying to inherit the MAGA base. But he's engaged in an arms race with his fellow Republican governor, Greg Abbott of Texas, and they keep trying to one-up each other. Back in October, Governor Abbott banned vaccine mandates amongst private employers via his executive order. And so hours later, Governor DeSantis tried to do the same thing through legislation, and it passed in a special session. So they keep trying to outdo each other. And it's not enough for DeSantis just to sell anti-Dr. Fauci merch on his website. Now he's calling for his arrest and imprisonment. Of course, words have consequences, and hopefully this will not lead to violence, but they're going to keep doing it as long as it continues to work. That's what sells in a Republican primary as they gear up towards 2024.
All right, State Attorney for Palm Beach County, Dave Aronberg, and Senior National Political Reporter for NBC News, Mark Caputo. Thank you both very much for being on.